Hello, guys. Hi. Oh, I didn't expect anyone to show up. I'm so surprised. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's very spontaneous. So, first off, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Hi, Annie. Oh my God, so many familiar faces. So, first off, because this is my very first live stream, I don't know if everything is set up correctly. Can you just tell me, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see everything? Is everything fine? Is the music too loud? Can you hear me? Oh my God. Guys, thank you so much for showing up. Wow. Okay, this is amazing. I don't even know what to say. I love you too, guys. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God, Nim. Jesus. Guys, you're the best. This is so cool. Okay, so first off, if you hear anything gross, it's either my dog because she's sleeping right behind me, so she's snoring a lot, or it's my nose because I think I'm about to get a very serious cold. Yeah, so actually, I didn't expect so many people to show up. Uh, what time of day is it for you guys? It's in the evening here. It's 7:30. So my plan was to start this painting today and finish it, but to be honest, I don't know if I can do it because right now I can feel that I'm getting really tired. But my objective for today was also to try to work a little faster. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do first is, a quick disclaimer. If you happen to have any questions, I will try to answer all of them, but I don't know if I can focus on everything at the same time. Yeah. Oh, it's 2:30 for you, Jennifer. Oh my God. So yeah, I will try to not make it too long, but also I don't like short live streams myself. I don't know. I get so immersed every time my favorite YouTuber stops streaming. I'm so sad. Hi. Oh my God. Hello, guys. All right. So let me switch the camera real quick. So what I wanted to show you first is, I don't know if you can remember, but I asked you about pencil sharpeners, and I got two of them. So this is one of them, and I thought I'm gonna do a quick unboxing. So all the people who recommended this to me, thank you so much. I got so curious when I saw it. It looks, I don't know, really complicated. And I wouldn't even know how to use it. I mean, check this out, guys. So you can adjust stuff here, and this is where you put the pencil, I think. This is so awkward. So yeah, I got this one, and I also got the Dale 133, I think. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use it today. I might. So just wanted to show you that. And let me just check real quick if you, did you ask something? Guys, again, thank you so much for showing up. I'm, wow. Oh, it's that fancy sharpener that lets you control the point. Yeah, Emilia, exactly. So this is what I heard, but I really don't know how to use it, so... Yeah, I mean, that's good advice. It looks, again, it looks so complicated. I I wouldn't know how to use it. So yeah. Yeah, sure, come back later. Have a good day. Anyway, so for today's stream, I don't know if you heard about it. So there's two of my art buddies here on YouTube creating cute art and sketches and scrubs. I'm pretty sure most of you know them. And they started an art challenge a while ago. It's the CnSCalling Art Challenge. And basically what it is I want to share this with you guys. So basically they started it by painting a picture. There it is. This is Creating Cute Art's beautiful portrait. And they also released videos, by the way, so I linked them down below. If you want to check them out later, feel free to do so. And basically, Creating Cute Art, or I call her Maggie, she did this portrait and sketches, then made her own versions of it. And everybody can join this. I got tagged, and so embarrassing, you guys. I got tagged, I don't know how many months ago. It might have been half a year, maybe even more, I don't know. And yeah, basically I started this challenge, I think about 3 times, and I just wasn't content with everything I came up with. I basically, yeah, stopped with the line art. So every line art I did, I hated. And yeah, this is my 3rd attempt. So this is the Saunders Waterford paper. And I'm pretty sure many of you know this already. I introduced you to this paper in a live, not in a live stream, in my very first art haul, I think. Oh yeah, and this is the line art I came up with. I don't like it, but just knowing that I never finished this challenge, I don't know how many sleepless nights I had, and I just, you know what, guys, I'm just gonna try to color it and maybe correct some of the lines I don't like, and if I end up not liking it, so be it, but at least I tried it. So yeah, that's the objective for today. Alright guys, so I'll give you a quick overview of what I have here. I have some colored pencils ready, I have some gouache, I have, of course, my favorite paint, white flash paint, and also I got some Acryla Gouache. There you go. I have more colors, but I don't know, I get quite overwhelmed if I have everything in the drawer, so I like to keep it in this wooden box. So yeah, let's get started. Actually, I think I'm gonna start with a wash of watercolor. I have so many palettes that it's easier for me to just have one palette with me. So this is my, what I call my granulating and moody colors palette. Not all of the colors here are granulating colors, but yeah. So I think I'll go in with a light wash and then layer on top of it with gouache, and then maybe some acrylic gouache later, I don't know. Let's just see. All right, and here's the hardest part, guys. I'm going to be painting while talking to you about God knows what. So let me just read real quick what you said. Maybe that will give me an idea what to talk about. Yeah, that's lots of gouache, yeah. I have so much more. Honestly, guys, I think that at this point I am really an art supply hoarder, and I should stop. I have way too much. The problem is, it is cool to have so many things, but it's also very overwhelming if you don't know what to use, you know. Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do now is, before I even start with the wash, I don't even know what colors to use. And what I have here, let me find it. And there you go. So I like to come up with nice color palettes. And what I do is I sometimes would keep some color notes, and every time I don't know what to do or what color scheme I should use, I just come back to these cheat sheets, is what I call them. So basically every single row is a color theme. Yeah, but with some of these themes I didn't pay too much attention to the values. So some of these schemes, you have a lot of mid-tones or very light tones, but I think one of my biggest problems in art is really to have proper values. I tend to paint everything in mid-tones. So let me just look at all this. By the way, I did this with, I think, Copic markers and colored pencils mostly. I think some of them might be Neocolor ones. And this woman is a woman of color, and I'm not decided yet if I want to give her really nice brown skin or if I want to just go for another color of a darker value. I don't know yet. So yeah, let me read real quick. Can you maybe do a what's in my watercolor palette video? I mean, honestly, guys, I'd love that. I could swatch every single day. I could, my entire channel could be just me swatching. That's how much I love to swatch. I love watching other people swatching. Hi, Cherryola. Yeah. Nim, you're saying, I feel hoarding art supplies and creating art are two different hobbies and passions. Yeah, I mean, true, because I know a lot of artists who hoard art supplies, but I don't know, maybe they actually do something with them and they just don't share it. And honestly, I can relate with that, you know, because most of the things I create, I don't share. And I also think you don't have to. Oh, that feeling of getting ready to color a new piece. Yeah, it's the most exciting, but also one of the most overwhelming, to be honest. What else? So did I miss a question? Let me check. Yeah, you got the T-Gal. Yes, I did. It looks so complicated. All right, guys. Okay, I don't want to make this any longer than it needs to be. And I think I'll just go with my gut feeling. So let me go back to the references. Let's look at the references. So creating cute art, she did a bluish purple and yellow. And sketches, she went for pink and purples and colors of the sundown. This is actually my favorite color theme ever. My Instagram looks a lot like it. And here we have more purples, the galaxy flowers in the background. And here we have this blue and yellow color theme again. Oh, I'm undecided. I mean, I could go for the same, but I think the fun about this challenge is to kind of do something similar, but also to stray a bit from it, you know? So yeah. Okay, back to the color themes. Do you have any suggestions, guys? Should I stick to the reference, or should I come up with something else? Should I pick one of those? I mean, maybe I should try something I haven't tried before, to be honest. That might be a cool challenge. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm feeling this color palette. And I don't know if a brown would fit in here, but I think so, honestly, it would. Why not something very different? I mean, yeah. My gut says it's really hard, guys, because I have so many objectives, you know. I have this plan to use more greens in my work, and I got myself a lot of greens and a lot of blues, but I end up to do the same color themes all the time. So this is something I'm naturally very drawn to. Pinks and purples and oranges. Something like this appeals to me a lot. Ah, so hard. Maybe I should have done this before the stream. What do you think? Just put a finger on the page. I mean, I might. By the way, I don't hear the music. I just have some stock music in the background. So if any of the tracks is annoying, I don't hear it, just say a word and I will skip. Put a finger on the page. Okay, I will close my eyes. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, what do we have here? Ah, okay. It's the same color palette again. I mean, honestly, let's just go for it, guys. Why not? I mean, I'm feeling like this color theme anyway. Let's do it. I mean, this here, this is like an ochre mustard kind of color. So it is green kind of. So does that count? Let's go for it. Any objections? No? All right, let's do it. So how am I going to do this? Let's do it like so. I can see it, you can't, but I do. Okay. All right. See, now you get the real Monika experience. Just sitting and staring at a page for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, just thinking. Let's try to not overthink. And I'm reading through your messages. I love the fact that you have the same problems as we do. I mean, that's so cool that you're saying that, because I tend to feel so awkward and so odd, and so many times I'm thinking, why am I so weird? Why am I wired this way? And then after a video, I read through your comments and then I realize, oh my God, so many people can relate, and I think it's such a relief. Annie says, yeah, that's a good idea, Jennifer. What? We all go through that. Such a relief, I mean, isn't it? Haha, is that a green gold? If so, one of my faves. I mean, yeah, it is. It sure is. I mean, you can have a look at this palette here. Most of you know it. Here's the thing. Many people say you are not supposed to use granulating colors for portraits because it's so unpredictable. I don't think so. Honestly, if you look at skin, I tend to do a lot of smooth skin, but it depends on the medium I use. With gouache, for instance, I love the very flat and very clean look of it, but with watercolors, I tend to use granulating colors a lot. I like that it's unpredictable, and I think it creates depth. It creates, I mean, I like to add freckles, and when you use granulating colors, they do so much work for you, you know? Moni, you are now procrastinating. Nah, I mean, it seems like it. It's more that I am not used to talking and painting at the same time. All right, let's just go for it. Let me find my spritz thingy. Where do I have it? There it is. Okay, it's almost empty. Granulating will be fun. I sure hope so. Also, this is a premiere for me with the paper. This is the first time using this paper, and I heard so many great things about it. Texture-wise, it feels perfect. Okay. Having some rags ready. Okay. Back to the color theme. I mean, one thing I noticed with this theme is we have a lot of warm colors. Even that ochre mustard is kind of a warm color. I should maybe introduce something cool as a color pop. So I think for the hair, I should actually go for something cooler. So maybe something like this aubergine kind of color. Yeah, I'm feeling like doing some aubergine hair. Yeah. All right, guys. Okay, guys, what do you want me to talk about while painting? Do you have any ideas? Just shoot. Any questions, something you want me to talk about? I have never done a portrait in watercolor. I've heard this a lot lately. Yeah. What are you doing? Who, me? I'm thinking. Honestly, no, I'm not thinking. It's so weird. I don't know if any of you has ever done a live stream. It's very intimidating. In general, there's something about filming. As soon as you hit record, something happens. You freeze, you become very nervous, you feel very exposed, watched. And for me, even if it's not live, even if it's just me recording a video, usually it takes about 30 minutes to really loosen up. So the first takes I do, usually I delete them. They're pretty much useless because that's how nervous I am. But I'm also an introvert. I'm very shy. Yeah. I think I'm gonna start with the light wash for the skin and then slowly build values. Maybe, yeah. Back in the days, how I used to paint was I basically finished one part of the painting and then went over to other areas. But these days I tend to give everything light washes and then build values. Yeah. Let me see what you're saying. Brush color, all the stuff. Make sure you hit the like for Moni. I mean, good point. Good point. I tend to forget that sometimes when I watch live streams, but you certainly don't have to. I mean, you can watch until the end and then decide whether you liked it or not. Yeah. So the brushes I use, honestly, right now I don't have any fancy brushes around, and I'm also too lazy to get up. I have these Royal and Lang Nickel Crafter's Choice cheapo brushes I bought I don't know how many years ago, and I think they're just fine. They're okay. So I'm trying to not take this painting too seriously today. Let's just go for it. All right, guys, are you ready? Let's go for it. Okay, I can already say I like this paper a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. I really gotta go and check the prices for it because I don't think I have yet. But if it is cheaper than my CnSCalling Heritage, my favorite paper of all time, at least for watercolors, it might replace it actually. It's really good. I'm loving this paper. Oh, what paper is this? Hi Alice. This is the, oh my god, what is it called? Saunders Waterford St. Cuthbert's Mill, I think, and this is the cold pressed. Yeah, and in case you've missed it, this is an art challenge I'm doing today. So this portrait here is based on someone else's portrait. I don't know, do you know Creating Cute Art? Oh my god, I love her channel so much. I don't know how many of you know her. I think most of you, but if you happen to not know her, same goes for Sketches and Scrubs. You should go check them out. But there's other people here in my stream and my chat who are also amazing art YouTubers. Jennifer is an art YouTuber. Annie also. Annie, can you hear me? So my plan was to tag you, because once you're done with this, you gotta tag someone else to do this challenge, and I was thinking of you. I would really, really love you to do a portrait based on this. I know that you're really good at drawing strawberry cats and moths, but I'm pretty sure you will interpret this portrait in a really amazing way, and you will do something really creative, super creative with it. Oh yeah, I hope you will accept this challenge, but if you don't want to, that's fine too. I will find someone else. And let me know what you think about it. Okay, I mixed too little of the paint, but I got this. I can do this. So the microphone is a little far away from me. Let me know if you can still hear me. And also you're getting my shaky hand experience. And shaky hands don't stop me from painting. Annie, you're accepting the challenge? That's amazing. I'm so glad. All right, let's try to mix it again. I think I know how I mixed this. So it was Tundra Orange, some Quin Coral, some Galaxy Brown. Okay, that was a little too much quinacridone coral. And a tad of hematite, I think. Yeah, we're getting there. So, let me see, what are you saying? Saunders cold press is lovely. I'm not so keen on the rough texture. I don't know about the rough texture, but I have a sample of their hot pressed. I think it's fine. I don't have a... I mean, I don't use hot pressed a lot, but I think I might use it a little more in the future because I have so many colored pencils now, and I feel like if you do watercolors and want to go over it with colored pencils a lot, you will have an easier time on hot press paper. And that's just my experience. I think that's fine. I think I mixed the right color. I don't know if it's wet yet. Should be fine. Yeah, hot pressed is great for colored pencil. I might take a smaller brush. So let me see. How about... let me show you these brushes. This is from a brand from Switzerland. I have two of these brushes, and you might have seen them on Instagram. I'm super happy with these brushes. I don't know what material it is. I just know that all their brushes, they're vegan, and it's called Moni Art. That's the brand, and it's their Fibonacci brushes. I love them. They're really great. So let me use this one for more precision. And they're very pretty and they're really good. I love them. Yeah, I don't know how much they were, but they were a little on the pricier side, but not too pricey. I mean, I got more expensive brushes in the past, but what really made them expensive was the shipping. I mean, the shipping was fine, but I had to pay custom fees, and I did not expect this. And the custom fees were, I don't know, about 20 euros, I think. So yeah, that was a big, big bummer. But other than that, I'm really content. They're really good. So they advertise them a lot on Instagram, but for florals, And that, I think I have other brushes as well. Some interesting shapes. I can't tell you what these brushes are called, but they're kind of triangular. And I tried them, and I don't know. I think I should practice more with them because I really don't know how to use them. So what do you think about the skin color? Is it the same on the face as it is on the body? I think I mixed something similar. Yeah, shipping is very expensive, from overseas especially. There's so many good things in the US, but I don't even bother because the custom fees are crazy expensive. I remember I purchased, what are they called? Prismacolors Kohl Erase, an entire set, and they weren't that expensive. I think the entire set for, I don't know what they cost in the US, but I paid, I ordered them for like 16 or 18 euros. But then I had to pay a lot for shipping and then for custom fees. Again, didn't expect this, and yeah, and then in total I paid about 30 euros, and that got me really mad because I'm not even liking these pencils that much. I know that a lot of people love them. I find them way too hard. Yeah, I think that's the reason why I haven't tried the standard Prismacolors just yet. At least here in Germany, I can't think of an online store that sells them. I heard that in Poland there's an online shop that sells them for fairly cheap, but I haven't looked into that just yet because honestly at this point I have enough colored pencils. Yeah, everybody loves Prismacolors. Let me know what you love about them so much. I hear a lot how amazing they are. I hear a lot that they're so buttery. The color range looks pretty nice, I think. And actually, there was a color that I wanted so badly, but again, I couldn't find an online store in Europe that was selling them, and that was like a fluorescent pink kind of Prismacolor. And there was a phase where I loved to use fluorescent colors for my underpaintings, and yeah, I then decided against buying them in the US. Yeah. I've heard that they stopped making Kohl Erase pencil. Is this true? Ah, I haven't heard of it, but that would be really sad because again, just because I don't like them doesn't mean that they're bad. And in fact, I know a lot of people who love them. Moni, how are you feeling now there is some paint on the paper? I'm feeling good. This here bothers me, so I didn't connect these areas quick enough, so now there's the stroke visible, and I feel very tempted to go in and blend it, but last time I did it I just ended up ruining it, so I guess I'll just leave it as it is because I will layer on top anyways. So I ordered my Kohl Erase open stock from shop in Belgium. I'm in the Netherlands, so they probably would ship to Germany. If the same shop has the standard Prismacolors, that would be cool, because maybe I will get my hands on that fluorescent pink Prismacolor. Prismas are really soft, softer than any of the other pencils in my opinion, but the Caran d'Ache Luminance, I can tell the pigment is better. That's why I have to have them all. Gotta catch them all. Yeah. I want it all and I want it now. Yeah. So let me sip some coffee. All right. Now, how about the background color? So for the background color, I think I want to mix some buff titanium with, let me see what happens when I mix buff and coral, quinacridone coral. Actually, I mean, Buff Titanium by Daniel Smith is fine, but I'd rather use my favorite Buff Titanium. That is the Rembrandt. Let me go and get it real quick. Alright, I'm back. So there it is. Let's take this one. Yeah, the Derwent drawing pencils are really nice. I like them too. But what was it? It's called. What are the other Derwents? The professional ones. Those are so good. A big fan. I'm very disappointed that I have had luminance pencils with hard pieces in them. What do you mean by that, Carla? With hard pieces in them? Was it like... I don't quite understand what the hard pieces be. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, Amelia, the Derwent Lightfast. Amazing pencils. Let me also use some Potter's Pink for the background. So I've done this before. I remember when I mixed these two, it looked kind of amazing. Let me actually go. I have that in my sketchbook somewhere. I want to check. So here's my sketchbook. And there you go. Let me make some space. So in case you're curious, here I just made some swatches of some Daniel Smith dot card samples. So this is some of their Primatex. And yeah, this is the cheap Arteza watercolor book. And honestly, it's terrible. For painting, it's terrible. But for swatching, if you just put one layer, especially with granulating colors, it's amazing. It's way better than my Hanemühle watercolor book. And there you go. Actually, I think I mixed this buff titanium with some Tundra Orange and some Rose of Ultra, and I kind of liked what happened here. Let's try that, and maybe some Paris Pink. I want a really pretty background. I want to check the reference again. So there was that one image by Sketches that had a really amazing background. Let me see. So this is a slideshow. I gotta wait for a second. Yeah, this one. I might go for something similar. Yeah. Okay, my dog wants to go outside. I gotta open the door. Are those tippy toes from a dog? Yeah. For some reason, she didn't want to hang with me anymore. Yeah, porcelain palettes are the best. I end up using those palettes just out of laziness, but I don't like them. Boop the snoot. Yeah, I mean, right now she wants to come back inside. It's so annoying sometimes. I think I might just leave the door open. But I also have birds. So if I open the door, you might hear them as well. All right, let's see if the brush is contaminated. Let me actually just give you like, you don't need a close-up right now, do you? And by the way, maybe I'll just give you an overview of my chaos on the desk because it always looks so nice in a YouTube video. So we got the watercolor palette here, and now I think the canvas turned, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Let me fix that real quick. Yeah, I'm a very professional streamer. Just a second. There you go. So yeah, I got my jars in this wooden box because my last drawing session or painting session, I spilled the water and everything landed on my keyboard. So I'm keeping it in this thing because if I bump it, it stays here. So yeah, there you go. The truth that others hide. I mean, come on, I get it. It's nice when things look appealing, but That's not how it is in actuality, at least not for me. My desk is very chaotic. Your keyboard is hacking cute. Yeah, thank you. I love it too. I don't know why, but I'm getting so many comments on it. There's this other keyboard so many art YouTubers have. It's very similar to this one, but it's like an olive green with a nice rose. And I've been eyeing it for so long. But honestly, this one is good as well. I don't need another keyboard. It's just aesthetics. I don't know how to prevent this, but this is one thing that really bothers me with watercolors. I don't think that my brushes are dirty. Also, I clean my desk a lot, but I end up having dust on my paper. And it drives me nuts. I don't need to be too precise at this point, I think. Let's just wet it a bit. So let's see how much this will warp. And I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just do something very random. Whatever happens, happens. But I must say, I really dig her skin color so far. It's a really nice base. I like it. Any color plans for her hair? Yeah, I was thinking of some aubergine kind of color. I don't know what to mix yet, but I really want to stick with this dark blue purplish idea that sketches and creating cute art introduced. I love this paper. I don't know. Today I got a really weird YouTube comment and I just want to hear your opinion on that. So that person said that they liked my video, but they don't believe me that I love the art supplies that I'm showing because my voice sounds so dull. But maybe it's a white girl thing, they said. And yeah, I told a friend and they were really mad. And honestly, when I read it, I wasn't that mad. I thought, is it true though? Maybe I do sound a little too bored. But that might just be because I'm quite an introvert and I don't know. I like when other people are super like excited to the point you it's contagious when they're excited about it. They're so happy and so woo. I don't know, I'm not like that. But that doesn't mean that I'm not excited about something, you know? I'm on the quieter side. How rude. A white girl thing. Yeah, they said that. I mean, yeah, maybe it was a troll. I didn't delete this comment because I think it was you, Miss Mrs. Barnabas, or how do I pronounce your name anyway? Barnabas? I'm sorry. Anyway, you said that to just ignore, and I did. But yeah, that got me thinking. Maybe because I remember I saw some YouTube video on, you know, how to speak in public because I have problems with that. And that person said, whatever you do on camera, because the camera kind of softens everything a bit, you gotta be like double or triple as excited or loud, or you just gotta be really, you know, you gotta move and stuff to engage people. And yeah, when that person said that in the comment, I got reminded of it, of what I learned in that video. But it's just one thing what you hear, and another thing what your personality is like, you know. So I can force it. I think I'm just gonna let the background dry and move over to... this is a hint of greenery here. So everything around here. And initially I wanted to have like a nice kind of abstract pattern on the shirt. I don't know yet. I'm not decided about it. So yeah, moving on to the greenery. And I really liked the idea of mustard and ochre. So let me see what we got here. I mean, I kind of miss a yellow ochre, but I can mix something similar. Yeah, let's just try to mix something with this palette. I don't want to go and get another palette. My desk is cluttered as it is. I'm an introvert too, and I actually find your voice calming. Oh my god, thank you. I love soothing voices with other people, so when you say that, it makes me really happy. When you record yourself or when you hear yourself, I'm pretty sure you know this feeling. When you hear yourself, you cringe, and I personally think my voice is very obnoxious, but I also know that this is just, you know, that this is very natural for people to feel this way about their own voice. So yeah, I really appreciate your comment. Thank you so much. And some people are allowed and some people aren't. If we were all the same, the world would be super boring. I agree, Annie. I agree. Hello, I believe you, because why else would you take the time to show us in such detail? That commenter was weird. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't think they were trying to be mean. Maybe they were, but honestly, it doesn't matter. If you think all is good, then all is good. Just want to see what this is gonna create. Let's do some Quin Deep Gold. And this looks a little too muddy for my liking. idea how to mix something like this. I really dig this mustard. I mean, I might go and sheet and just check my Acryla Gouache mustard, what pigments it's made of, because that mustard is chef's kiss. I prefer content creators with calmer voices. There's something that draws me to them. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Natasha Newton, and for many reasons. I love her hauls, I love her art, but yeah, a big reason is also her voice. Come on, it's just so soothing and calming. And I really long for this, you know, this tranquility. And everything's just so stressful and so fast-paced. You cannot go on Instagram these days, at least. I mean, it's kind of addicting, right? You want to go there and you want to check on your favorite people. You want to see what they do, and you don't want to miss out, but it's super stressful ever since they introduced Reels, in my opinion. It's nice to look at them, sure. And also, and everything's just way too quick, and it kind of, I feel like Reels kind of train you to have an even shorter attention span than you already have, and I just feel like it's not good for me. So I don't go to Instagram that often. I do love watching YouTube videos, and I really don't mind if they're a little longer. Hi, whatever I'm mixing, I don't like it. Let me just go and find some. Honestly, let's just take this Turner mustard. Let's just water it down a bit. Why not? Whoops. I don't like shorts on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind shorts by nature or reels, because there's some reels that are really good. Like if it's just a quick message that you want to tell people, I think it's fine. But I think it can be problematic with art videos. Maybe it's not a problem and I just make it a problem, but it's cool if you can show the creation of a painting that took hours or maybe even days, and you can just show that within seconds. But it might give some people the idea that this is how it is and this is how it's supposed to be. And it definitely intimidates me, you know. But it works. I mean, a lot of people love them, and I get the appeal of it for sure. So a lot of my art process is I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just do it, then I'll take a break, and then I come back, and then I don't know what to do next. Or I don't know what to do next, and I just try something, and then either it worked or it didn't. And if it didn't, then I think about what I can do. I think that is why everything takes a little longer for me. I just really like to be content in the end. And I like to feel like I really learned something. Yeah. So I don't know if you should copy this, what I'm doing, but I'm mixing Acryla Gouache with watercolors now. That sounds like me at times. What do you mean? I forgot what I was talking about. I'm sorry. Guys, do you have any questions? Is there something you want me to talk about? I have a hard time just coming up with some ramble. And if you have any questions or give me an idea, I would really appreciate it. Okay. Let's introduce the green gold. I sometimes make a great sketch, but I'm afraid of messing it up, so I create something else. This is me. This is me. But there's a reason for it. I mean, that's what sketchbooks are for, but pretty much every sketchbook experience is, for me, is I have a really nice sketch and I love it so much. I feel like, okay, this is so good. I'm gonna take it further. I'm gonna introduce color. I'm gonna make something solid, right? Let me just move it a little closer, perhaps. Yeah, anyway. And then I introduce color and I just end up ruining it. And this happens all the time. And it's fine. I mean, that's what sketchbooks are for, right? And honestly, my task is then to sit down and think, why did this happen in the first place? Like, what don't I like about it? What can I do differently next time? But usually I just tend to be so frustrated and so angry. I just repress and I step away and I don't think about it anymore. And then the cycle repeats. Yeah, but I tend to not do this anymore. My sketchbooks, like what I do in my sketchbooks now, most of it is just really these very messy, either graphite pencil, but usually it's a ballpoint pen. And by ballpoint pens, I mean those very cheap ballpoint pens that you would get as a gift if, you know, at a hotel or, you know, as a giveaway somewhere. Those are really good for sketching. And that helps me a lot to loosen up, because I know that I cannot erase anything anyway. And to some people this might be scary, but to me it I don't know. I realized that I get much braver when I sketch with ballpoint pen. So yeah, but it's a lot of repetitive strokes. And sometimes when you watch some professionals on YouTube teach how to draw, how to paint, they would say to not go over the same line over again or next to that line, because it looks uncertain, it looks as if you're not determined, and messy and whatnot. But it's a habit I cannot get rid of. But I also found peace in that. It's just what I do. And I personally, I just know, okay, so there's like 10 lines here around the silhouette, but I know that this one is the right one, and this one I will go over it 2 more times so that it's a little thicker, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. Oh man. Let me read. I think I missed some questions. Guys, can you help me? I will read through everything. But if you have an urgent question or something you want me to talk about, can you type question in capitals first? That would be really, really nice. How often do you make time to create? I create every day if I can, but create can also mean that I just doodle for 5 or 10 minutes. So it really depends on my schedule. So when I have a free day, then I spend not pretty much all day, but most of the day sketching, painting, swatching, anything. And sometimes when I have a work day that starts in the afternoon, then I would sketch in the morning or in the noon. Sketch in the noon. But if I have a day that starts like 8 in the morning and ends 8 in the evening, or sometimes night shifts the day after or the same day, I wouldn't draw at all, and that's fine. Question, Annie asks what you do for a day job. I am a personal assistant, and I'm not the type of personal assistant that would go grocery shopping for millionaires or something, not for rich people. It's basically it's like a healthcare job, except that I may not do anything that has to do with healthcare stuff. I may not give medicine, I may not do any of these things, but what I do is basically I assist people with disabilities. I help them to live their life the way they want. Many of them, they cannot move their limbs, or they can move their limbs a bit, but they're in a wheelchair. They cannot get out of bed or wash themselves or cook or any of these things. And basically what I do is I assist them. Yeah, so they tell me, can you help me with this, or can you do that? And I do that. Can you dial that number, or can you reach for this? So yeah, that's my job. Hello everyone. New people joined in. Hi. I love the purpley background wash. Yeah, I mean, so far I like it. I think the green this here is a little too vibrant, but I will go over it later. Kind of like what I am, a PCA. What does PCA stand for? Because I'm German and I don't know. Personal care assistant, perhaps? Okay, guys, my favorite color now. So we're gonna use deep sea blue for the hair, and maybe a tad of cobalt violet or rose of ultra. I do all of the activities of daily living and even drive them to their apartments. Yeah, something like that. Personal care assistant. Yeah. So that's what it's called in English, okay? So this job here in Germany, it is a job, and it's like I'm qualified to do what I do, but it's such a new job. There is no official training for it. So you do a training, but it's this job is not like in some kind of official job registry just yet, and the company I work for is fighting for it, and it's probably gonna happen soon, and I hope that it will, because then we will have an easier time finding employees. Because the thing is, it's such a nice job, but also a job you burn out very easily, very, very quickly. So people are kind of scared to do that. And I can also say for myself that I am definitely burned out. But it's also the circumstances around this job. So it's basically we have way too little employees. And it's hard finding people because nobody knows what a personal assistant is or what it involves. So we sometimes have people, you know, come for a, what is it called? Like basically they come and check out what this job involves. So you're just assisting and they're by your side and they're interested in this job and they watch you. And then sometimes they're really shocked that, wait, what? I'm supposed to wash that person? Are you kidding me? No, that's gross. And then they say, no, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, many people don't know what this job is, or we sometimes have people who come from elderly homes and they check out this job and they say, I could never do this. So they are no strangers to helping people, but they say, I could never spend like all day with the same person. And I totally get that because it really is difficult, you know. But I think it's an important job, and I'm glad that this job exists. But unfortunately, most people can't do this job for too long. So what I heard is that 5 years tops, and I'm now in my 3rd year, and I think that's just about right. So I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future, but I just know that this job definitely isn't forever. Yeah. But for the time being, it's fine. Okay, is there any questions? I do the same job as you, Moni, but at a care farm. Care farm? Care family? It's a lot of emotional labor. Yeah, it is. It is. So it's when you're with someone all day, and especially if you are, when you're going back to that person, at some point they think you're their friend. And it's a job where you really gotta be strict about your boundaries. And so many times people try to cross your boundaries, you know. And it goes both ways. We have assistants that oftentimes unintentionally cross boundaries, but also clients, we call them clients, who cross boundaries all the times, who wouldn't accept that you need a break, or who are angry that you are not willing to talk about personal stuff. Many of them don't have a good relationship with their family, or they don't have any family at all, or they have family that wants to have a relationship with them, but they are ashamed and they don't want to, and instead you, for them, are some kind of, you know, placeholder. Like you basically replace their family, their social circle, and their friends, and you may not be a replacement for that. Absolutely not. So it's sometimes difficult to set boundaries. I mean, to set them is not that difficult, but to kind of manage people's anger, so to speak, when they don't understand, you know. They take it personally. They sometimes say things like, don't you trust me? Or is there a problem? I thought we get along. And and I always report stuff like that to my employer, and we're supposed to. And thankfully they're always on your side, and then they go and talk to the clients, so I'm grateful for that. So this is good, guys. I'm not thinking at all right now about the painting. I'm just in, I would say, like in a flow state, sort of, kind of. Which is good because I was so nervous about this stream. It feels heavy, like they're unloading on you. Yeah, definitely. And Annie says, I think people who do these jobs need a lot more support than is available to them. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. And sometimes it's not fair, because we have people who deserve assistance more than 6 hours a day, and they only get 6 hours. And then we have clients like the client I'm working for right now. He doesn't need as much assistance, to be honest. He manages his life as a blind person just fine. He's really capable. He's been blind for 40 years at this point. He wouldn't even accept help. Yet still he gets 8 to 12 hours. And what he gets out of his assistance is more of a, you know, more of a buddy, basically. And then there's other people who only get 6 hours, and they're forced to stay in bed for many, many hours. And that's, to me, unacceptable, but there's it is what it is. It's so sad. And the system is really unfair. That's how my son is with being blind. Oh, that's interesting. I have a lot of blind clients, and I love to talk about that. Being, you know, I have one client who just got blind, I think, 4 years ago, and he's in his 20s, and he's still at this grieving stage, you know. So he's kind of at the stage he's still not accepting that this is what, you know, life is gonna be for him, because he was a gamer. He loved playing video games, and he cannot do that anymore. And then I have this other client I talked about earlier. He's perfectly capable, and he said when this happened to him, he was depressed and he didn't want to live anymore. And then years later, he became my God, what is it called in English? Let me just Google it real quick. It's just so amazing. So he became a, is that really what it's called? A shooter. Like he won, so, like for 20 or 30 years, he kept winning competitions, and he was like, you know, the Germany's best shot in blind shooting. So, yeah. And he was really, and still is, and should be, very proud of himself. But yeah, he as well went through the stage of just, you know, being very depressed and feeling like life is useless. You know, everything's pointless. That's how he felt. But not anymore. Yeah, but he's now very old, and he stopped shooting. And now he doesn't quite know what to do with his life, and that's something that I gotta encourage him. I gotta encourage him every day to, what about this? What about that? Giving him ideas for hobbies, what he could do. But he doesn't want to. He'd rather just stay at home and chat with me, which was fine for the first weeks, but then I quickly realized that, okay, yeah, like replacing his, you know, the social circle that he doesn't have, and that's not my job. Yeah. I worry about him walking and crossing streets. Hard knowing what to do as a mother sometimes. Yeah, I bet. I mean, it's dangerous. It is. And that's the thing. He's perfectly capable, but my client, that is, but not when it comes to being outside, right? So he needs assistance there. And his assistants were his parents. And his father no longer is. And his mom, she's an elderly lady herself. Yeah. He don't like using his cane. You mean Jennifer's son? His father don't mess with him because of disability. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. That's so tough. But I've seen it both ways. I've seen families turning away from their kids, parents, whoever. But I also admit, honestly, more times it's actually, but it's adults, mind you. It's people affected by disability because of a sense of pride or shame, you know, turning away from their families who really try, who are really showing up and trying, but they wouldn't want to interact with them anymore. A couple of us have said how well you're doing with this, Moni. Oh, thank you for updating me. I'm so sorry, I'm rambling. But when I'm rambling, it means that I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, guys. Thank you so much. You're helping me so much. But yeah, I didn't pay attention to the chat. So what have I missed? A couple of us have said how well you're doing with this live stream. Thank you. I mean, I don't know what it's like on the other side, because again, I'm not hearing any of the music. I am usually the one who's spamming the keys on the keyboard during a live stream. I love chatting with other people. Yeah. So there's a reason for why I'm doing this live stream today. It's not just because I wanted to do this painting. It's also because actually there's going to be a live stream soon. I don't know how soon, because it might take a while, but I'm just gonna say it. So Creating Cute Art and I are planning on doing a live stream. And sometime in the next, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So basically we send each other some happy mail, and as soon as it's there, as soon as we have it, we want to unbox it together. So we wanted to do that in private first, but she's giving me a tutorial basically on a certain art supply, and I thought, honestly, why can't she just do that on a stream so more people have something from it, you know? So yeah, this is gonna happen, and yeah, it's very exciting. I'm very excited. Honest to God, she's so cute, Moni. Thank you. It's not that bad. Yeah, this is gonna happen, and I hope it's gonna be soon, and maybe before Easter, but I don't know how long shipping will take. It's about 2 to 3 weeks, because she's in the States and I'm in Germany. It might be longer, we don't know. Yeah, so this live stream is basically me figuring out how this all works, because at some point I gotta do this again, but I will be very fortunate to have Creating Cute Art, to have Maggie by my side, and she will be a great host. It will be on my channel, that we already decided, but she will be the host. I will be so glad that she will do most of the talking, because she's very fluent in English, and I'm not. I'm trying my best, but yeah, I'm not fluent. I gotta focus so much on speaking English, not just because of, because it's a foreign language, but also because I speak several foreign languages. And sometimes I'm at a loss for words. Sometimes the Polish word comes to mind first, sometimes it's the German, sometimes it's even Swedish. I don't speak Swedish, by the way, but I understand all of it. I mean, I can say some words, but I'm not very fluent at it. I understand all of it, though. And yeah, if you know so many languages, I think it doesn't become easier. Honestly, it gets harder. That's at least my experience. That will be fun, I know, right? Yeah. Ooh, I would love to see you two live stream. I would love to stream with you too, but I also have to figure out how to do it. I have no clue. Oh, Annie, I was thinking that, like, what if we figure out how to do it? Is it even possible to have 3 people in a stream? I wouldn't know how to set it up because I know how to set it up for myself now. I mean, the stream works fine, doesn't it? But I still haven't figured out how to do it with Maggie. How to? Maybe I gotta switch to a different software. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I will figure it out. So that's what I also like about this YouTube channel. I love learning things. I hate school. I hate classes. My parents sometimes they say, don't you want to go and study? You know, because I'm a graphic designer. That's my training. But this job has become pretty much useless at this point. Like you have assets, graphic assets for pretty much everything, and you have apps for pretty much everything. Graphic designers at this point, we have become useless. Yeah, so I don't think I want to go back to this job anymore. The healthcare thing is also has almost run its course. Oh, I can hear my dog coming upstairs. And yeah, what was my point? Yeah, right, learning. I love to learn new things, but I love when it's something creative, something like own personal projects related. I like that, but I don't like classes. I even got some of the Domestika classes, and they're really good, honestly. They're really, really good. But let me know in the comments, by the way, in the chat, if you have taken any Domestika class. I think they're, in comparison to all the classes I checked out, Skillshare, and what else do we have? I think there's Class 101. I think Domestika classes are the best. By the way, I'm not sponsored or anything. Yeah, they're the best. But I also noticed that I have a hard time actually doing the classes, so I enjoy watching them. They're really high quality, but actually doing the classes, I think I've done some stuff in my sketchbook, but that's pretty much it. I never started and finished a class. My dog is coming. Hey! Okay, let me switch the camera real quick. So, about my dog. So, I never said that, but I'm gonna say it now. I live in the same house as my parents. Basically, the very top floor is like my apartment. I have 2 rooms here and my own bathroom, but we're sharing the kitchen. And the dog is also, she's basically my parents' dog, and she also has a disability. So every hour or so you gotta give her eye drops because she's not producing any tears on her right eye. So this is what I gotta do now. I gotta give her eye drops. So give me a second. And so yeah, my parents, they are away. There. So they're on a trip, on a wellness trip, and the dog is staying with me, so I gotta deal with that eye issue. The good thing is I can also take her to work if the client allows it. And my client, he loves her. Like, he's always so excited when I bring her with me. So yeah, her name is Peanut. Okay, what did I miss? I want to eventually have a live stream, but so nervous to do it. One tech stuff is a nightmare, plus I'm afraid nobody will show up. Jennifer, before the stream started, I think there was one person waiting. And then suddenly, boom, 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 everyone came in. So if you see nobody showing up first, don't panic. It was a shocker, guys. Honestly, every person that joins is amazing. I was just so afraid that nobody would show up, like not a single person. But as soon as it's 1 or 2 people I can talk to, that's fine. There's a lot more of you, which I'm super grateful for. Okay, so now you know why paintings take days. This is such a small picture, and I'm really taking way longer than I need. Like, I don't need to take this long. It's just, I'm so slow. I'm a really slow artist. There's just something meditative about it. I can't hurry more. I don't have a camera and my English is not good. Lol. If you have a phone that has a camera, you know, or doesn't it? I mean, most phones have a camera in it, I think. I hear very often that people say they would love to start a YouTube channel or start making videos, but they can't because they don't have a camera. And I assure you guys, you really don't need a nice camera, because I'm filming with my phone right now, or streaming rather, but it's the same I'm doing my videos with. You don't even need like an iPhone or some Google Pixel or some amazing camera. I think the most important thing really is lighting. Everybody tells you that. And I would disagree with some people who say that daylight is best. I think daylight looks very appealing, but it's for filming, it's awful for a very specific reason. So you gotta set up your camera, but then the lighting would change, because during daylight the light changes. It changes all the time. If it's a cloudy day, it changes like every second. And basically what you got to do then is just get up all the time and readjust and deal with all the settings. And I think that's awful. So if you have bright, consistent light, and that is a good color temperature, something between 4,000 and 5,500 Kelvin would be best. And if the lighting is consistent, that's great. You don't need high resolution. You don't need anything fancy. So the most time I spent in editing, and that has only to do with the niche, is basically white balance and exposure correction. So if you film with 2 cameras, and that's what I do, and both cameras aren't the same model, but you want to make sure that both cameras look kind of the same or as close as possible, because it leads to a lot of confusion. I got comments asking me, you know, what about this camera or this camera? like I don't know what's the right color of the colors you just introduced. Like you showed us the swatches, but they look so different, and I don't know which one is more accurate. And when the first time I heard this, it was in one of my earlier videos, I panicked. I really panicked because I was like, I mean, they're right. If you are showing swatches, if you're showing colors, people want to have something reliable, right? So this is what I spend most of my time on. It's me cutting out my you know, uhs and ums, and I swear a lot. I'm trying not to swear for apparent reasons. I swear like a sailor. Yeah, so I edit out a lot of me just trying to find the right words in, again, a language that is foreign to me. And correcting white balance and making sure that both cameras look similar. And that's just a choice I made. I like having two cameras, and even though it makes things harder and more tedious, but if you film something and you noticed that you stopped like you forgot to press record, guys, it's so amazing if you have other footage. Like that's really amazing, and it saved my bum many times. So that's why I keep doing it. Yeah. I think if I was in another niche, not art, and colors wouldn't be that important, like accuracy of colors, that is, I wouldn't spend this much time in editing. I wouldn't even bother with the second camera, I think. Yeah. I want to get a couple of cameras and learn how to do more B-roll. A couple of cameras? Like more than one? That's expensive. I mean, go for it if you want to, but I don't know. Aren't there services where you can like rent a camera and then, you know, basically you don't need to buy it, but you can at least test it first before you buy something? Wouldn't that be an option? We definitely do have these services here, so might be worth looking into that. My most recent video is my favorite so far. Lots of silliness and doodles in my editing. Your videos are always hilarious, entertaining. They make me smile. They make me laugh. Guys, here, any noodle in the chat, go subscribe. I'm serious. There should be more people like Annie and creating cute art and sketches. Who's your favorite art YouTuber, guys? I'm curious to hear. Like if I had to, I can't even decide. There's so many. There's also many I stopped watching. Yeah. There's just way too many. I mean, you can't watch videos all day. It's impossible. And when I'm sick, that's actually what I do. I would watch art YouTube all day. The entire day. So again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing something. I tend to watch videos with talking. Whether or not someone is showing their face doesn't matter. I have a few channels that I follow that do subtitles. It's hard for me to watch them. True. I mean, subtitles, they're useful because, well, there are certain dialects, certain slangs, or in certain regions, people speak English in a way that basically it's hard for me to understand what they're saying, so the subtitles help me a lot. But videos with just subtitles, I find them hard to follow. But I think it's good that they exist anyway, because again, there are some people who yeah, people who can't hear. The Craftsman Steady Craftin', so good. I haven't heard of this channel. This, I mean, I will rewatch the stream to check out the entire chat afterwards, but I gotta then write this person down and check them out later. Yeah. What do you think, guys? Will I finish this today? So my dog started snoring. I told you this is gonna happen. I feel like coral, and also I feel like I feel like this needs to be much darker in value, all this greenery here. And I will first deal with this shirt, and I want to do it a nice coral. And maybe add some pattern to it later. Yeah. And then once I have like the base color down, then I will deal with this greenery again. And I think I want to keep the face and the hair and all the details for last. Yeah. Sarah Burns is great. Yeah, Sarah is she's amazing. Like I remember when I started with gouache, her channel was the first one I watched. Back then, I think it was like 2015, 2016-ish. Gouache was a thing, but it was still fairly unknown. And she was one of the few channels on YouTube that made content on gouache. She was a small, she wasn't a small channel, but smaller than she is now, and I always admired her. Her landscapes are so beautiful. Honestly, she's the reason I find landscapes so hard and so difficult, but they're so beautiful. Like every time I feel like I should go and try landscapes again, it's usually inspired by Sarah Burns or Sketches and Scrubs when I see what they do, and I feel like I should go back and try painting landscapes again. Yeah. So actually, guys, I don't know if this is rude or not, but I kinda gotta go to the bathroom, and also I didn't have dinner, so I should at least go and see what's in the fridge and just swallow something down real quick. So I try to be away no longer than 5 minutes tops. So in case you want to take a bathroom break and get some snacks and stuff, now would be the time. So I gotta pee and be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm back. I'll just try to catch up with what you said in the chat real quick. Let me read. So you're talking about stuff on sale. I'm all ears. What are you guys talking about? For loose florals, I love Clarice Gomez, Sarah Burns for gouache, Diane, and Tone for whimsical art. Are you talking about brushes? I have, yeah, I sometimes do something like I'm not gonna buy any more art supplies. Usually I mean, I've been really fortunate with my job because despite Corona being hard on us in healthcare, wearing the mask all the time is not easy, especially for me, because I have what is it called? I gotta Google it again, I'll tell you in a bit. I have chronic sinusitis. You know what that is? Yeah, so and the mask is basically pressing on my tonsils all the time, and it's really hard. But as of 1st of March, we no longer have to wear the mask. But yeah, we got that Corona bonus, and I only bought this many art supplies in the last 2 years because this was basically gifted to me. So I, throughout the year, don't buy art supplies unless I need a rebuy of something I emptied up. But when it comes to papers and brushes, this is where I'm like, you know, when I say I'm on a no buy, that doesn't count, because paper, you always need paper. And brushes, for me, I don't buy brushes very often, but I feel like I mean the velvet silver brushes, or whatever they're called, they're my favorite brushes and I love them so much. And those Moni brushes I'm working with right now, they're amazing too. But so far I haven't been too fortunate with my brushes purchases. But brushes are really expensive, and what I would do every now and then, I would buy 1 or 2 brushes just to try them. Yeah, but I don't do that too often either. Right, let's go back to the painting. So yeah, 1 more wash of coral on this shirt here, and honestly, I don't even know if I want to keep going with watercolors. I think I might switch to acrylic gouache or regular gouache, not sure yet, and colored pencils. All right, let me drink some coffee. Yeah, exactly, silver, black velvet. That's what they're called. They are amazing. All right, moving on. Let's actually do the lips first. Princeton Aqua Elite. Yeah, I've heard of them. What's their properties? Honestly, I mean, I manage just fine with what I have, but what I think I really need is something to do really large washes, because this is not a format I usually work in. I usually work in A3 plus, so something that is about 30 by 40 centimeters, which is pretty large. And what I've been using so far is just this, I think it's a Teflon brush. Yeah, but still, that's not big enough, so I need a really huge brush for super large washes. Yeah, but it's not urgent. And also, I haven't researched yet what to get. So I think I'm gonna do my research first, unless you have something you want to recommend. Maybe let's go in a little closer. I think I kind of regret that I added this black outline. So this is something I might actually talk about, because again, this is something that I did the initial sketch on a piece of copy paper, and then I was kind of content with it. And what I did next was I just took a picture with my phone, emailed it to my computer, and then I use Clip Studio Paint. Most of the time when I do digital art, I did the line art in Clip Studio Paint. And then, oh, actually, let me show you, because this is something I will not buy again, and I think it's worth warning you guys. Alright, now that I need it, I can't find it. But basically it's Arteza tracing paper. So it's like a paper that has, I don't know if it's charcoal, graphite, or what it is. Basically one side is, you know, there's no paint on it or anything, and then on the other side you have this layer of this black stuff. I think it's, I don't know if it's graphite, but that's the thing. You cannot erase it. So the lines you see here, you cannot erase them, and it drives me nuts. Not only that, depending on the paper, sometimes how do I explain it? Sometimes it would pull away the paint, so the paint wouldn't cover the lines, but it would kind of, you know, pull around it, which is what happened with my other painting I'm working on at the moment. By the way, let me show you the progress. So this one here, I showed you in my community tab, I think, but yeah, there's, I don't know if you can see it, there's still kind of traces of it, but those super light lines, that's actually the graphite or whatever that material is, and it wouldn't, the watercolor wouldn't cover it basically, and it drives me nuts. So I gotta come up with a different tracing technique, because using this tracing paper, it just causes so many problems. So yeah, I thought that I could just, you know, trace it onto this paper, and if I and I'm not liking the lines, I could just erase it and then, you know, do something else, but you cannot erase it. It drives me nuts. Okay. Now let's, I said it so many times, let's actually do the shirt now. I feel like mixing Rhodonite Genuine with Quinacridone Coral. So let's do that. It doesn't need to be too perfect this time. We'll just cover this area quickly. That looks really good. Thank you. Yeah, I'm content with it so far, which is in this stage it's rare. I am really happy with what I do when I'm in the last 10% of a painting usually. But with this painting it isn't done yet. There's so much work to do, but I'm already really happy with it. But yeah, this is something I'm recording, and every time I feel like I don't feel like recording today, yeah, then I would work in my sketchbook instead. Because recording, it's not like you just press record and then you draw away. At least not for me. I gotta go and check on the devices all the time. Sometimes my phone would just stop recording whenever I receive a call, for instance, or sometimes even if, you know, you get a notification, and sometimes I forget to put my phone in flight mode. So you gotta be a little more, yeah, basically be a little more attentive. What's the word? You get what I mean. You gotta pay attention to the devices all the time. And sometimes I just don't feel like it, so I would just sketch instead. But yeah, that's another reason why you would sometimes not hear about a certain painting for a while, because I just go with the flow. Yeah. What are you saying? I have to go. Bye, everyone. I will watch the replay. Yeah, thank you. Sure, you can just... That's the nice thing about the streams. You can just watch them later. Just have an amazing day. This is what happened to me with... I think Sketches and Scrubs had a live stream, and it was a really amazing live stream, but it was also very long, which I like. And I think I felt too comfortable because at some point I fell asleep. I think it was 2 in the morning or something. It's nighttime for me. But I was just so glad that I could go back to the stream and watch it later. Yeah. Okay, now in hindsight, I think it's not corally enough. I wanted it to be a little more on the peachy side. And I can maybe introduce some patterns that are more peachy. Actually, I think that's a really good idea. See, so sometimes these mistakes just lead to a new idea. Bye, Jennifer. Artes are not bad depending on what it is. I have mixed feelings about this brand. Again, some people love their gouache, and I think, I mean, I cannot judge because I don't own the Arteza gouache. And I've seen so many videos, and sometimes you see supplies on camera and you get a pretty good idea. And I think they're way better than Schminke Akademie gouache. So Schminke has a student line and it's called Akademie. And they have this student gouache that is just, it's the most horrible gouache ever, really. Even Reeves gouache, being so chalky and not that pigmented, is better in my opinion than the student range gouache by Schminke. The Arteza gouache looks way better, honestly. And also it's cheaper, so I think for a beginner it's actually pretty decent. And I also think it probably has more gouache consistency than the infamous Himi Mia, I don't know how do you pronounce it, like that one, the jelly gouache. So Arteza probably ain't too bad. The watercolor sketchbook, again, for painting it kinda sucks, but it's so good for swatching. It's my favorite swatching book, actually. Yeah. See, now we need some values. So some brightness and some darkness. When you're squinting, you're getting quite an idea of what you need. So these two values here are way too similar. I want her skin to be darker, so I think I'll keep the shirt as it is for now. But I kinda want to do something on the plants here. I will add some flowers later, probably with gouache. And I think, let me just focus on the green stuff first. So I still think it's a little too green for my liking. Let me add some Quinn Deep Gold again. Maybe just a light wash and see what happens. Question: are you liking the Royal Talent gouache so far? Annie! Ooh, yeah. Well, there's a story behind this question. So I made this haul video, the most recent one. And that was before Sarah Burns posted her huge gouache video. So basically she reviewed all the gouache and she made two separate videos. One was more for student brands or student lines basically, and the other video was comparing all the professional gouache. And she roasted the Royal Talents professional gouache. And that was just so interesting because both me and Annie, we actually like it a lot. But it just goes to show it depends so much on what your preferences are. So I like to go from light washes and then layer thicker gouache on top. And Sarah Burns has a different approach. Again, I don't think there's a right or wrong approach. She likes to use thick layers of gouache from the get-go, but she also likes the thick gouache to be kind of soft without adding water. So she wants the opacity. And for her, the Royal Talons gouache was too expensive and too sticky. And I mean, fair enough, because price, of course, is a factor. But the thing is, for me, this is the cheapest, best gouache you can get. Again, it's way better than this CnSCalling gouache I mentioned earlier. And even though I must admit, it's, let me just check what brush will I use. How about, let me just take this one. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think I really like it because it is thick, but I don't find it sticky. I think it's thick and you can water it down to a consistency you like, or a consistency I like very easily. I tend to have my brush loaded with too much water, even with gouache. Even if I'm mindful of it, it still kind of happens. And with this gouache, for the first time, I feel like, oh, I don't accidentally over dilute it, you know? And that's why I like it. And also, I think the price is just really good. I paid something like €4 for a tube. 3.50 to €4, depending on the color. So for me, it's way cheaper than the CnSCalling. There's more in the tube than in Winsor & Newton. And I wanted a gouache that is good for sketching, but that I don't feel too precious about, you know. So to me, it's perfect. And Sarah Burns said she paid like, I think, I can't remember, but it was basically a price similar or even more than Winsor & Newton. Which, if that's the case in your country, then yeah, then you have better alternatives apparently. Like you can, obviously you would go for Winsor & Newton, you know. But Royal Talons for me is really good for the price, and I don't feel too precious about it, and performs really well. And that's just my opinion. So yeah, Annie, you said Royal Talons gouache is your favorite as well, didn't you? Because I saw your comment. You made a comment on Sarah Burns' video, and I saw it and I was like, ah, there, somebody agrees with me. Yeah, but I wasn't mad that she roasted my new favorite gouache. Preferences are so diverse. I hear a lot how people love watercolors, but I wasn't fortunate with them every time I got them. I didn't have luck. Maybe it was me picking all the gooey colors, and I don't like it, but many people do. I think the colors look pretty dull, but then again, others like it for this property. They don't think it's dull, it's just created, so it's just designed so you can do a lot of subtle layers. So it's made for layering, something that I usually like very much, but still for my liking it's just I don't know, maybe it's just the colors I got, and I got like 7 or 8 different colors, and yeah, I didn't feel like buying any more Sennelier just to try. I have other watercolors that I'm really happy with. Yeah. The trim around the top part, will you paint that too? What do you mean, the trim around the top part? Ah, yeah, you mean this here. Yeah, I will. And I will need a finer brush for that. And I think I will need, I will use my, let me show you because I have it here. I just love this ink. So this is an acrylic ink in copper, and it's my absolute favorite. I don't know, I gotta use it in every picture, so I might use some of it on the jewelry here, and I also thought on the trim, but now on second thought, maybe the glasses, wouldn't that be cool? But then again, I don't know, I feel like that's maybe too similar to the skin. I wanted the glasses to be something really vibrant. Maybe a red. Royal Talents is probably the cheapest pro gouache I can get to. Yeah, I mean, again, it's price matters. When I hear how much people in the US gotta pay for Schminke Hornem watercolors, and then I'm not surprised when people say, it's not worth it or it's overhyped. To them it's overhyped because they have similar or better options for cheaper, Now I'm at a stage I'm kind of lost. I think what I'm gonna do is, I don't feel like using watercolors anymore. I just don't feel like it. I think I'm gonna use the heating gun and maybe use colored pencils, actually. Yeah, let's just go for it. So I need some space. So let me check how many people are around here. I can't say. See, this is how great of a streamer I am. I can't even figure out how many people are here. Yeah. So the heating gun, let me just mute myself for a second. All right. So, what are you saying? I'm still trying to figure out what's good and what isn't. I found the hard way that paper is more important than expensive paints. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people say, you know, art supplies don't matter as much and you can basically do something with anything, and I would agree to a certain degree. When you use paints and you know, like paint something pasty, man, even with soft pastels, I mean, you're right, the paper obviously matters a lot, and that's why so many people are also obsessed with papers and, you know, finding the perfect sketchbook. Because if the paper I gotta be careful not to swear or use bad words, but if the paper is not good, then people will have a hard time. So let me grab colored pencils. Yeah, so by the way, just because I tagged Annie to do a version of this doesn't mean that you may not, like, you may join this challenge as well. Like, if you feel like, oh yeah, what Moni is doing is kind of interesting and I have an idea how to interpret this differently, then please go for it. So let me get more pencils. I just hope that I will do them justice, because their versions were so cool. I think I'm gonna start with the hair first. I made these sausages, but I just thought that it's easier to have these bigger chunks and then add, like, build on that, basically. I have too little space on my desk. So let me see. So this is like an indigo, don't want it an ultra too vibrant. And what about this? No, that's too green, so I really gotta look for something more purple. Let me see. I mean, this looks cool. I'm gonna put it here. If you can hear this, that's my dog strolling around. I think it might be time to give her more of the eye drops. Okay. Hello, Temple. Nice. That's cool that you're showing up. That's amazing. Welcome. Yeah, I've been working on this, and so much time has passed, and I haven't made that much progress today, but I'm not feeling like stopping anytime soon. But that might change quick, because that's how it usually is. I feel super energized, and then out of nowhere I'm like, oh, I gotta go to bed, like, right now. So here we have one of the Durban color sauce, and I love this color. Man, this color is nice. Maybe let's move the camera closer so you can see better what I'm doing. Let's just keep it and see how it performs. So we can all try in this challenge because she looks lovely. Yes, yes, definitely do. That's the thing. They creating cute art and sketches. They started this challenge and they tagged me, but they from the very get-go, they from the very beginning, they made it clear that everybody may join. So you may join, you may make a video on that. You don't have to, you don't need to share it all. You can share it on social media by using this hashtag. Basically all the rules are in the description. So there's no big rule. There's just, you know, using a hashtag, so both Maggie creating cute art and sketches and I, if anyone can basically check, okay, what you know, what's the project so far, what's the progress, so everybody may join. So yeah, I don't need more colors for now. Let's work with what I have here. I think it's time to maybe have a look into this new pencil sharpener. Oh man, I hope I'll figure out how to use it. So this looks really tricky. So this is locked, and when you turn it, okay, now it remains open because earlier when I tried it and it would close again. So now it's like a 1.5. I don't know. So what am I doing? So I just put it in, and now what? Am I gonna break my favorite pencil? Let's just try it. So it is closed now, so I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, are you ready? So is it sharpening? I mean, something's happening. Close, okay. Oh my god, guys. Can you see this? But is it gonna break? I mean, the shape is kind of weird. It's almost like a... How do I put it? It's like a weird kind of cone. I mean, I'll take it. It's super fine. All right. So, no, I don't need this sketchbook anymore. So, let's go. As always, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it, you know. So, how about just starting here and doing some wispies. You know what? I'm so not used to this pencil sharpener. I'll just use my default sharpener. Okay. My lord, that pencil is a weapon now. It really is. It was so pointy. Not anymore. This is now the most stressful part. Because I really don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I shouldn't have, you know, made these chunks of sausages. And it, yeah. And the good thing is, it doesn't need to be perfect, and if I don't like it, I can always cover it up with gouache. Yeah. By the way, sorry if the sound of the pencils is annoying. If it's annoying, I'll go bring a towel or something. Does that look okay? Not sure. Maybe before I even continue, I should determine where I want some shadow. Honestly, I think I just want some more variation in color every here and there. It doesn't need to be realistic. It's a very, like, for my stuff doesn't look very realistic anyway, but this is even more stylized and cartoonish than what I usually do. So let's just play. Something will come out of this. And if I end up not liking it, then I can always say it ain't much, but it was honest work. The hair sausages are cool though. Well, thank you, Annie. Oh, what a relief that you like them sausages. I'm going to have to get one of those sharpeners next year for my travel kit. Looks really effective. They are effective, but I must say though, it feels kind of cheap, you know? Like, even this feels sturdier, to be honest. It was weird though. I didn't even feel that I was sharpening the pencil. Like, there was no resistance or anything, but this thing feels like it's about to, like, it's gonna break. Like, the feel of it. But when you're sharpening, you're not feeling any friction, anything. I am really confused. Like, this sharpener confuses me, but it's just because, you know, I'm absolutely not used to it. It's weird to not have this sensation of, you know, sharpening. You don't feel anything at all. Yeah. But this one needs some sharpening, so I will do it again. Let's just open it, put it in. And I don't know if you may close both ways. So again, I feel nothing. But there, I don't know, maybe from this angle. it's doing something. I don't even need to press. Okay, now there. I think that's enough. Let's see. Jesus. Oh, and it is as sharp as a needle. Okay, guys, this was a good investment. I gotta get used to it, but this was a good recommendation. I can't remember what I paid for it. It wasn't like super expensive. It was way, way, way cheaper than my, let me show you the one everybody praises, but that I hate so much. Every single one broke on me. It's this one, so it's the Coom, I think. Yeah, Coom automatic long point, and you know, the knives, they are either blunt, break my pencil, or the screws are broken, and then when you try to replace the screw and then you use a screwdriver, then the plastic breaks. I always had problems with the sharpener, and everybody loves it, so either they changed something about it, or I don't know, or it was my fault. I have a problem getting rid of the sausage outlines. Maybe it didn't help that I didn't do the entire hair in one wash. Yeah, I gotta trust the process. Oh, really? A couple of people in chat said they were sturdy. Maybe they were talking about different sharpener. No, I'm pretty sure they were talking, if they mean the Coom long point sharpener, then they were talking about this one. It's very popular, and there's the same sharpener but from Blackwing. And I heard that it's basically the same sharpener because the materials are from Coom, the same brand. But it's even more expensive, so I didn't even bother to buy it. Yeah, people are in love with these sharpeners. So maybe because I bought them about around the same time, it was like 4 years ago or something, and maybe around that time it was a bad batch or something, because I don't think people would praise something if it weren't good, you know. So yeah, the plastic is weak on mine, or the knives aren't sharp enough, and I tried several different brands of graphite pencils and colored pencils, and was always the same. Yeah. I might try something else, guys. So I think what I'm gonna do now is, because I just do these random wispies, I think I gotta do like smaller sausages or something. And so more outlines. Maybe that helps me too. Determine the shape, or maybe not, I don't know. Again, if I don't like it, I can always introduce gouache. Okay, I think I don't like it. My lord, that pencil is a weapon now. Yeah, this comment I read already. What else do we have? Did I miss any question, guy? No. I have a small red sharpener from General's, a brand I see at Michael's, and it's really good. It sharpens my prismas and polys nicely. Oh, you know, guys, I really envy you, because when I hear, oh, I got this at Dick Blake or Michael's, you have so many different art supply stores. Germany, we have Gerstecker, and we have, I think, Modulor, and we have Peter's Art, and you know, that's it. And it's not, like, they're not as big as Michael's or Dick Blake. And it's not like they have amazing offers all the time. With US people, I always hear, oh, I got this with a coupon, it was so much cheaper. We don't have stuff like coupons very often. It's not something that is very common here. Like, we have sales or special offers sometimes, but couponing isn't really a thing here. And I didn't care until I got into art, because when I heard what people got with their coupons, and you hear that over and over again, then, you know, I got a little jealous. So yeah, good for you guys. So I'm very hesitant. This is not me being slow because it's meditative. It's me being slow because I'm very hesitant and I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm also I'm feeling very lost. To the point I don't think I even want to continue with the colored pencils. I think what I want to do is just pick one color. Which one worked best? Probably this one here. Just do some more wispies and then let's do something else with gouache. I mean, it was pointless to use my beautiful Tundra Violet and Rose of Ultra because now I'm gonna cover it with gouache, but so be it. So many, like, that's normal for me. So things happen. Things don't go as planned. And then I gotta try to figure out how to solve it. But I don't know, that's the fun part for me. It's a different story though when it's live on stream. We in Portugal have only one art store. I mean, if it's a good one, then maybe that's enough. Is it one that also sells like some foreign brands? Here there are certain brands that are very expensive. What comes to mind is, of course, Daniel Smith. That's expensive, but Core is also ridiculously expensive. But anything Holbein also isn't really cheap. But there's a way around it. So what you can do is, and that is not just for Germans in general, you can create an account for Amazon in Japan and then order there. And what they do is, if you gotta pay custom fees, then you don't need to do it by the door. They will charge you immediately and then they ship it to you. So that's nice, because I hate when I open the door and it's the delivery guy and he's like, okay, I want like 30 bucks. And I'm like, oops. I don't have money in my pocket at the moment. And then he's like, well, too bad. And then you gotta wait 2 or 3 days until, you know, we bring it back to the post office. And then you can go and pick it up like in 3 or 4 days. And that's how it goes. I hate when that happens. Let's just go crazy. Why am I being so accurate about it anyway? That's not how this curly, beautiful hair works. It's beautiful chaos. Let's just try to be a little more loose. By the way, this angle, guys, you gotta say something. You can't see much, can you? Let's do like maybe a side view. My hand covers the image. But I ask, no schminke. Ah, so you can't get schminke in Portugal. Well, that sucks. But there are other good brands you can get your hands on, right? Because, I mean, I like schminke, but honestly, it's just their specialty colors I'm really, you know, obsessed with. In fact, my least used watercolor palette is my schminke palette. So this was a palette that was a Christmas gift from me, for myself. And it's a pretty big palette, and it's my least used. It's, I don't know why, but a lot of, this is my only, I don't think it's a schminke thing though. I find a lot of basic palettes, no matter the brands, very uninspiring. It's something about basic colors, like, you know, the standard range of, you know, cool yellows and warm yellows and, you know, all the standard basic colors. There's just something about this setup and layout. I find it so uninspiring. All the other palettes I have I have a little bit of everything, of all the basic colors, yeah, but also a lot of the, you know, unique colors. That inspires me a lot. So that's a good question to you guys. How do you set up your watercolor palettes? Do you like to stick to the basics, or are you also a sucker for, you know, specialty colors, or are you somebody who likes to have a whole bit of, you know, both? Oh, thank you. Look, curly ringlets, so nice. Ah! Oh, it's a relief though, because again, I don't know. I want to do them justice, you know, both creating cute art and sketches, and I'm very, very scared that a person of color might see this and be like, that's not what her hair looks like. Why are you drawing it this way? And the answer is just because I'm kind of winging it, freehanding it. I haven't studied the a picture. Like, I don't have a reference here right now, which I should probably have. So my apologies if that's not how we're supposed to draw it. But again, it's I try to not, you know, take this too seriously. I didn't even plan on streaming today, so everything's very spontaneous. I was like, I gotta really figure out how to do a live stream because, you know, maybe very soon we will both receive our happy mail, and then, you know, we'll be like, okay, let's go, let's do the live stream. And then I'm like, ugh, I don't know how. So now I know how to do it. So yeah, when I decided, let's just go for it, you know, I feel okay today. I feel brave enough. I was thinking, like, am I going to swatch something for you, or what am I gonna do? And I grabbed this block. I saw the tape, and I was like, okay, what's in there? And I totally forgot about it. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, you know what? Time to tackle this already. I like to hunt on Etsy for vintage art supplies. I found some cool things. What did you find? Like vintage art supplies. I wonder what that might be. You mean like accessories or actual paints? I'm curious now. Well, I know that a lot of people are collecting vintage tints. I also know that a lot of people like vintage fountain pens. And I think I haven't watched them, but I saw videos and video thumbnails that were like, let's try this 40-year-old watercolor, or 50 or 60. I mean, if an art supply isn't old, doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. I first attempted watercolors was a friend of my father. He had like an art face, but then he decided, nah, actually music is like his big thing. He was an exceptional guitarist, and my dad knew that I'm drawing all the time, and this friend, he was about to throw his art supplies away, and my dad was like, no, don't. My daughter, she might be interested in that. And sure enough, I was. And a lot of the stuff was very old. It was like, what are they called? Those Jackson oil crayons? They were, those were bad. Like, those were stone hard. There was nothing oily about them anymore. But I also got watercolors from Lucas, and they were also very, very old. I was told that at least 15 years or so. And I've had them for, I don't know, at some point during a move I lost them. Or I don't know what happened to them, but I used them for a very long time. Thank you. All that praise. I'm happy. I feel so much better now. Thank you for your encouragement. I don't really shop at Michael's anymore since I checked their BOGO sale. And even then it was cheaper everywhere else. What's that BOGO sale? Sometimes vintage tints, but also people find supplies of vintage paints and put them up for sale. Jackson's before Brexit was my go-to art supply online store. But with the EU and Brexit and different rules and regulations, it's every time I tried to order something from Jackson's, it would give me a warning for may not be shipped because hazardous materials may not be shipped into the EU. And first time this happened to me, I was like, yeah, okay, sure, that's probably because of this cobalt watercolor, or you know, but I removed it from my cart, tried again, and it would still give me that warning. And then after 15 minutes, I was like, okay, you know what, I really don't want to deal with this anymore. I'll try again another time. And I forgot about Jackson's, and then weeks or months later, I can't remember, I tried again. This time I didn't even put any watercolors into my cart. It was basically just paper. I think it was a gesso. And what else? Basically it was no paints, and then I got a warning again. It cannot be shipped because it's too large. We can't ship boxes this large to Europe. And that was because of the paper. So the paper was an A3 plus size, my usual size. And I removed it from the cart, and then I got the warning again for the toxic materials. And yeah, I was so angry, and I really had it with Jackson's, you know. I know it's not their fault, so there's something, must be an EU thing, I guess, but I never had problems ordering at Jackson's before the Brexit. Yeah. Buy one, get one free. Oh, thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were super nitpicky. Yeah. I mean, there's rules, right? Yeah, sometimes you really gotta look twice when you see these special offers somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna rush it a bit because I noticed that the looser and faster I go, the better it looks. I wonder if they ship to Puerto Rico. Well, I'm sure it will be super expensive. I'm sure they ship pretty much everywhere, right? Except for maybe... wait a second. On second thought, I heard that it's hard to ship to Latin America, actually. I remember there was, I don't know what artist it was, and it was about, they opened their shop, and then, you know, they got messages, why can't I buy from you? And she was like, I'm sorry, but I made such terrible experiences with shipping to these countries. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. And so yeah, South America, I think some countries in the Middle East perhaps as well. And I just hope that when it comes to art supplies that these countries have their own, you know, maybe local brands, or you know, like their own stores, because if they don't and they cannot even get things shipped, that's horrible. Yeah. And so, guys, I can already tell you, I don't think I will finish this today. But I hope you're not bored. And I hope you don't mind if I will post the end result later, because I will definitely keep working on this. Probably tomorrow. I'm free tomorrow. But the day after tomorrow I gotta work spree again. Yeah. It will be a full day. So no time in the morning or in the noon. Yeah. You know what, guys? I hated the hair. I'm starting to kind of like it. I will go over it with watercolor again. Some of the colored pencils are a little oilier, which means it will pull away the water. So you will still get to see the ringlets, but we definitely need some, you know, darker values around her face here, down here, here at the roots. But I'd rather do this with watercolors. I'm not bored, but I do have to go in about 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it's been, I don't know how many hours, but it's been a while, so I really don't blame you. I'm so glad for everyone who came to say hi. So before we call it a day, is there something you always wanted to ask me or you're curious about? Now's the time. Now's your chance. Just shoot. Well, it's been 3 hours. Oh my god. Yeah, you're right. It's been 3 hours. Time flies. It honestly didn't feel that long. But yeah, now you get why. When I say I'm a slow artist, now you know. Like you really see it, because I think in my earlier videos, my first videos, I had a lot of speeded up material, but now the footage I use is usually, I mean, some parts are a little sped up, but most of it is basically just, I don't add all sections or like every single step. I don't show that, but I instead like to show more real-time stuff, because I noticed watching other people's videos, not every time, but sometimes, you know, the sped up footage, it was really hard for me to follow what were they actually doing, you know. Me and Miranda set up an art retreat. You're going to come, right? Are you going to set up an art retreat? Are you really? I mean, this is something I would love to join, because Sketches was also, I think, talking. It was like people were talking about it on her stream, and the idea of an art retreat is so amazing, and this is definitely something I would love to do one day. It's a big dream. With my job now, what's really unfortunate is you basically in October you gotta tell the company like you need to tell them in October how you want your holidays next year, and this is so uncommon, you know, for other companies. It's gotta plan ahead so much, and then when something happens, like, oh, there's a funeral, or you know, there's a wedding, or you know, anything, it's so hard to get it arranged with your workmates, and to get, you know, some days off. So an art retreat, I couldn't just be like, oh yeah, you know, this is when you're gonna do it. I will join, definitely. That's unfortunately not how it goes. So maybe it by chance happens to be around the time I'm free anyways. And in that case, that would be definitely something I would love to do. I think art retreats are cool. The prices are usually really high, super expensive, but it's for a reason, because depending on, you know, where you're going, what country, what place, you gotta pay for the place. It depends also on if there's like some catering service, or, you know, is everything self-serve? You know, is there gonna be like a buffet? You know, that can make an art retreat really, really expensive, but I think it's an amazing experience. Also, depending on, you know, with art retreats, I always thought that everybody brings their own materials, and you basically just have some good time, but apparently that's not what usually works. So you book and you join, but the host is basically responsible for all the art materials. So paper, paints, whatever you'll be using during that retreat. Usually there's a theme, or there's daily themes or tasks. So the host usually provides all the materials, and like, I didn't know that, but now that I know it, I'm not surprised. It's those retreats are this expensive sometimes. You know, sometimes you see an Instagram post and like, yeah, join, we have 3 spots left for art retreat, and then you go click on the link and you're like, what? Are you bonkers? Yeah. All right, guys. That's my sad progress. But there was at some point I was like, okay, you know what? I liked it, and now it's, you know, I think it's gonna turn out really ugly. But now that I'm done with the ringlets and knowing that I will go in with some watercolor, make the hair darker, make the skin darker, I think, I don't know. Now I have high hopes for this. What do you think? And yes, yes, Annie, that's how it is. A year and a half ahead. It's, yeah. I mean, we barely have people. And yeah, the clients, it just, it's so hard to plan everything, you know, all the holidays, because we have people at our company who have children. So they are always prioritized. So when it's holiday season, they're prioritized, and pretty much everyone wants to get a couple of weeks off in summer, right? So yeah, thank you so much, guys. So let me just move the camera away. So yeah, this is what she looks like right now. A little pale and a little dull, but I don't know, I'm really, you know, it's not even feeling like, oh yeah, anxious or anything. It's right now I'm really curious. Like, I'm curious and excited. I want to get, you know, finish it because I'm curious how it's gonna end up, you know. And this is a good sign. So yeah, I'm not panicking. I'm really excited. And also, you know, maybe some people think that her skin looks dirty, you know, but I really like it when you have this granulation on skin. I don't know why. I like it. Me personally, I'm a fan of it. So yeah. All right, guys, let me see if I missed something. Well, it's been 3 hours. Yeah. You guys, you really made my day. I didn't expect anyone to show up. I thought maybe one person will, you know, show up and say hi, and then, you know, feel like, okay, nobody's here. Bye then. I'm really happy. Okay, so Annie, you gotta go. I gotta deal with my doggy. Hey, Peony. So my doggy says hi, and because we're going to bed now, I needed to wake her up anyways, because she needs to go for a final dog walk before we go to bed, right? And yeah, before you ask, she's sleeping in my bed. Thank you, and dobranoc. Dobranoc, everyone. Gute Nacht. Dankeschön und vielen, vielen, vielen Dank. Ihr seid die Besten. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, let me know in the comments, what would you like me to do in my next live stream? So there will be one. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, she is cute. Peanut, they say you're cute. So there will be this live stream with creating cute art, but other than that, if you Mel, now that I'm ending the stream, you say hi. Thank you so much for joining, though. Gute Nacht. So yeah, don't forget to like. Dankeschön, Anna, dir auch gute Nacht. And yeah, just give me some suggestions for the next live stream. And that's it for tonight. And again, I'm super grateful. And yeah, we made it. I made it. My first live stream. Okay.